ground. Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
Behind your back.
Y'all know I had to make a video about this. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com, ladies and gentlemen, through the weekend. At first, in my other video, I said this month or something crazy. But through the weekend, because y'all burning through all of our inventory. So through the weekend, I'm going to keep the special going where if you buy anything with Trump's face on it, name on it, anything pro-Trump, we're going to give 100% of the proceeds to the Trump campaign or a super PAC, because you can only donate so much as an individual. So we'll donate to a certified super PAC that's supporting Donald Trump. I donated personally yesterday. I donated $1,000 to Trump in his re-election, because screw these people. I want Trump to win, and I want everybody to know he still has the same or more support than he did before they tried to indict him, or they did indict him and they convicted him. I say put him in jail. So anyway, if you want to be a part of that, you don't have to. Link is in the description section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notification anytime I go live and make a video. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, I want to make a video about this police engagement from the other day. The Michigan State trooper is probably going to go to prison. I'm just saying. I want to play the video so we can talk through the nuances. And I'm going to tell you why I think that there's problems on both sides, and two wrongs don't necessarily make any one of them right. So let's look at this video together, and I have some notes and stuff that I've taken, or at least I haven't say I've taken it. My people put together for me, and we're going to watch this video together. So viewers' discretion is advised. This is a video made specifically for educational purposes. I'm not doing this for any other reason but to educate the public, people who are running from police, and also police officers who are engaged in apprehending suspects. It's invaluable that you understand the nuance, and therefore you don't fall into the same trap that either one of these people fell into. All right, so let's roll the film.
Ground. Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
Behind your back.
All right, so let's put a little context on it. So Detective Sergeant Brian Keeley, I said my voice cracked. Let's see, it was accused of hitting Samuel Sterling, who's the guy that you see running. Let's see, this pursuit happened on April the 14th, 2024. And Sterling was being arrested for a probation violation. He was convicted for unlawfully possessing a firearm and financial trafficking or stealing a financial tracking device. Now, I'm thinking the financial tracking device could be like a card reader or something that you have at a store. Maybe he ripped it out at a convenience store or something of that nature. And he was, holding on to it, which gives a person access, if they can breach it, access to all the credit card information from all the people who have swiped their credit cards potentially. And in violation of unlawfully possessing a firearm probably as a convicted felon. So let's put, when I put this in perspective, this guy is not a good guy. This guy's not the guy trying to get his life together. He's violated his probation. He's caught. He's probably going to go back to jail, rightfully so, because if they put you on probation, you're supposed to behave. And he don't want to go to jail. Just like a kid that said, I don't want to go to sleep. I don't want to go to school. You a grown man. You should know better than to throw hissy fits because you want to do something or you got to do something you don't want to do. Because as an adult, it's 100% your fault that you got to do something you don't want to do. Now, he's running from the cops. It doesn't appear that he's armed, but he's running. And I can't say this enough to young people. There is no reason whatsoever you should be running from police. One, you're not going to get away. Two, something bad can happen to you. You can run into a rogue cop, or something accidentally can happen to you, even if there's good cops. You could be mistaken for pulling a weapon. You could be running into traffic. An oncoming car hits you and kill you. You add more charges. All that stuff can occur when you're running and being silly. Do not do curbside justice. Go to court, have your day, and defend yourself. And there's appeals courts. If you feel like that the verdict wasn't reasonable, it wasn't fair. But the biggest thing is don't commit crimes in the first place and you'll never be on probation. Don't be illegally in possession of a firearm and you'll never be on probation for being illegally in possession of a firearm. And nobody and their mama can tell me, oh, it's just a circumstantial environment. I mean, when I was young, I could have had a stolen gun. I could have sold drugs. I could have did all that. But I know that leads you to going to jail, and I don't want to go to jail. All right. So I didn't say it enough about the suspect. Let's get to the police officer. So they're chasing him. You got a couple officers on foot. You got some people in plain clothes. And it looks like he's at the last 50 meters of the 400-meter dash. He ain't running that fast. And so what's about to happen next, in my opinion, is 100% preventable. Roll the clip. So look, they're running after him. They're close. This car decides, the officer, the trooper in this car decides to ram him and crash him into this wall, crushing him, when all he had to do was kind of block him off.
Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
Behind your back. Hands behind your back.
Roll over. Get on your back. Hands behind your back.
Later in the hospital, he passed. But here's another look at it. Cops are going, he's running like he got a monkey on his back. Matter of fact, a gorilla on his back. He's running like he's all out of energy and both his hamstrings are cramping. He's literally running like I look if I ever had to run a mile and a half again, like I did at the police academy. This is what he looked like. Look how he's running. He barely moving, man. My guy is speed walking. He might as well be speed walking. So what does that say, Brandon? And all jokes aside, he's out of gas. He just keep driving. You in a car. You're in a vehicle. He's running. He will expire at some point and quit and give up and cramp and pass out. It ain't no way in the world he's training for a marathon and you're going to have to chase this guy somewhere. He probably smoking weed and drinking lean and Hennessy all day. He ain't got no juice in him. That man probably ran from across the street over here and he looked like this. So cops, man, you can see the dude. You're like, all right, at some point he gonna slow down. So he running like that. Don't look like he's reaching for a gun. There's no reports that he had a gun on him when they initially made contact. He's not running to the front of the business, right? Because you have a threat that he's going to go in there and take hostages, okay? He's not running to the front of the business. He's running on the side to the drive-through. What are you going to do, jump through the drive-through window? I mean, you got a lot of time to deal with a suspect like this, and you're in a vehicle. Driving, and boom. Now, we stopped the video before he actually hit him, but this is what happened. He sideswiped the guy and then ran him into the wall. Let me give you a few pointers here. First and foremost, you're in the car, he's running. You got your other guys here chasing him. The best thing for you to do is run and cut him off. Now, let me add what a cop could say that the cop was viewing here that could have caused him to feel like he need to utilize deadly force in order to prevent the suspect. Now, if the cop is somehow thinking, which I don't know why a cop would think this way, but just say that that's what he write in his case report, that somehow he was thinking that this guy's running up the side of the building and he's going to go for that car in the drive-through and hijack somebody or carjack somebody. It is, to me, that argument is going nowhere, given the fact that he is probably about 50 or 60 feet from that car when he gets hit by the police officer. What I believe I would have done, and I never like to say this is what I'll do because I wasn't in a situation, but I have been in situations like this. What I believe I would have done and what I think would have been appropriate is that you just cut the man off, right? Unless he got a gun in his hand and he running with a gun, and you probably ram him. But if he's running like that, you just run and get ahead of him and then make him run around the car. And then therefore your buddies will probably catch up with him. And if they don't, let him keep running. When we were in the academy, they taught us, stay in the car as long as you can, right? When somebody get on foot, you stay in the car as long as you can. Don't immediately chase the person. Don't just take off running. If your car is near, let him run. You get in the car. Ding, 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 ding. It's very simple. And I have had that play out scenarios, those scenarios play out when I was a cop 1,000 times. Not exactly 1,000 times, but probably about 40 times. Where somebody takes off running, and I'm like, oh no. You run, I'm going to get in the car. And I get in the car, and they running up the street because they can't go through a residential area. They just running and running and running. I get in the car, and I go, bah, bah. They tired. I'm fresh. I jump out the car fresh. They just ran a half a block. I'm fresh. I get out now. I got you. Jump in front of them, go in front of them, pop out on them, lock my car, and stop resisting. Instead, this man decided to ram him into a wall. Now, I'll put the full version of this on Tatum Plus. So if you want to see it without editing, you'll see him bang the guy against the wall, and I'll play it. We'll make an edit to this video, and we'll play it all the way through. But you can get that on Tatum Plus. The link will be in the description section. And Tatum Plus is my subscription program. So you can get exclusive content, Loving Black and White. Me and my wife have a podcast together. Also, I was doing Cigar Lounge, but we kind of had to rebrand that. All of the content I put on YouTube is on there ad-free. So you won't hear me reading ads and none of that stuff on the content I put on Tatum Plus. And it's a great way to support me because I got hacked, and I need to make a video about that. I got hacked on Facebook, and they deleted my entire Facebook account. And so I literally have no Facebook anymore. Everything that I built for the last, since 2018, gone. No, before 2018. I was on Facebook in 2015. So 2016, 2017, I don't remember when my Explorer, my professional page was established, but it had to have been like 2018. All those years, all those videos completely gone. And Facebook, they haven't done a good job of helping me get this back. And so that's why I have Tatum Plus, because so if something happen, man, YouTube trip out, where we gonna go? And only like a couple hundred of y'all know about Tatum Plus or subscribe to Tatum Plus, and y'all keep getting the videos because I'll keep making them. And I'll just put them on Tatum Plus, and you'll just keep getting my videos every day. You'll just have to see them on Tatum Plus instead of one of these platforms. But some of y'all don't know. So go to Tatum Plus, sign up today. It's only like $5.99 a month, which is, a Starbucks a month. It's a Starbucks coffee a month. That's all it is. And it's a great way to support. And you get like 30% off the store, which I don't promote enough. You get 30% off the store when you're a Tatum Plus member. And so you'll go through, you have a code there, and you get 30% off the store forever, as long as you're a member. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that concludes what I was saying, because I lost track when I was running my mouth about Tatum Plus. We'll post that other video on there, but also, I just want to make the commentary with the police officers that I don't know what he was thinking. I haven't read a case report of his. When it comes out and I get access to it, I'll read it, maybe make a follow-up video. But I don't know what his excuse is. But right now, as it stands, it doesn't appear that he's going to be okay in this, right? He was charged with second-degree murder, and also it seems like the district attorney or whoever it was that was speaking on the video, I forget who she was, but she had made mention this or that, meaning that second-degree murder or manslaughter. So I don't know if they have the option to go with one or the other, but the first-degree murder comes with a life sentence, and the manslaughter comes with like a 15-year sentence. Now, they don't mean they have to give you the max sentence, but that's what they're potentially looking at. When it comes down to what he did, you can't use the excuse of, I accidentally, or I wasn't thinking, because somebody died. That's somebody's son, that's somebody, father. You got to do due diligence as a cop. You have to be more responsible. You don't get the luxury of saying, I thought that I was going to, and this is what they teach us in the academy. They don't let us go in the academy and just go out there and do whatever you want to do. They scare you to death in the academy. Everybody that come out the academy is scared to do anything because you're scared of getting sued. You don't want to go to prison. You don't want to accidentally violate somebody's constitutional rights on accident. It's the law is nuanced. You know, sometimes the law is not as clean cut. Sometimes it becomes ambiguous. And you know, can you put your foot in somebody's door when they open the door in a you know, consensual contact? Or if you got a suspect on the other side of the door, can you, you know, and obviously case law has illustrated that if, you know, the person opens the door, a cop can't put his foot in the door. It used to not be that way. If you smell the odor of marijuana, somebody open the door, you could put your foot in the door and block it from shutting the door. And that was totally fine. You can gain access into somebody's house with the odor of marijuana, which is almost like seeing crime evidence in plain sight. And then case law illustrated very clearly that you can't do that anymore. And now that there's medical marijuana and stuff, marijuana is not enough for you to do anything. You can't even search people now with the odor of marijuana, even if it's fresh, unless it's fresh marijuana, and that's a different story. You still can't put your foot in the door. But all of those nuanced things that we had to engraft into our mind when we were in the academy, everybody was afraid to do something. You're like, oh, I don't want to violate somebody's rights and not go to prison for life. You know, so to see an officer behave like this is kind of shocking to me. I think he had like 15 years on the police department or something. It's like, you know better. You can't ram this guy. And then, hey, he's black. So if he's black, you definitely can't ram the guy. You gotta be like, hey, it's not, he didn't violate my probation. The gun possession isn't against me personally. It's not like he robbed my mama. I'm not finna go all out over this. I'm not finna go to jail over this. If he want to run, let him run. If he get away, let him get away. I don't care. I ain't finna die over this. I'm not finna go to jail over this. Let him get away. Because the only thing that's gonna happen in this scenario is that he gonna go to probation hearing because he violates probation, and they probably let him out again. Oh, he was having a hard week. You know, his baby mama put him on child support, and so he was stressed. We don't violate him. We're not gonna violate him. You know, stuff like that is what happens anyway. So why are you gonna go all out, put your life on the line, just for them to make this dude a martyr if you end up hurting him? I think cops need to wake up a little bit, man. Like, don't get yourself in this situation. Let me say this again, because somebody's still watching this. They used to say, you can't carry more than they do. It's hard as a first responder and a person who want to serve and protect with their life that you want to go up and beyond and do the best you can, but you can't care more than they do. You cannot care more than the DA does. If somebody run from you, you can't chase them because they just gonna let them out of jail tomorrow. They probably commit 5 or 10 more felonies, and they're gonna let them out no bond. Why you gonna go all out for that? And then also, don't take it personal. When somebody's running from you, they're not running from you. They're running from consequences. They're running from the law. They're not running from you personally. Don't take this stuff personal. Somebody say something crazy to you and they do something, don't take it personal. It ain't about you. Live to patrol another day, and that criminal will live to go to prison another day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all listening. I hope you go get you one of these shirts. Also, join Tatum Plus. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out of here.